Good evening, Nigeria. Good evening, Abuja. Good evening, everyone. Of course, this is the day the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. I'm so excited to come your way, or we are so excited to come your way today, and we believe we're going to have a great time together. I'm here with a special guest. Of course, my wife is here with me. Uzo Haniel is here. Could you just say hello?
Good evening, Abuja. Good evening, dear listeners. It's always an exciting and interesting time to come and share these lessons that we are currently learning and putting into practice with you all. So I call on you to call your spouse, call your friends to call their spouse, call your matured singles who are yet to get married, call all of them in to come listen with you. God bless you.
All right, thank you so much. So we're glad to be here today, and it's time to call up everyone, like she said, invite everyone to be a part of this conversation today. And of course, during the past weeks, in the last 8, 9,
if not more,
10 weeks, we've been talking about marriage sense.
Yes.
Now the thing is, some people will feel, why are we always talking about this marriage sense? Because I found out that many times, many people are married, but they don't know why they are married, and they don't even understand how to be married. Okay, so the intelligence to sustain your marriage is what marriage sense will do for you, and that is what it will do for you. We've talked about friendship intelligence, we've talked about communication intelligence, we've talked about boundaries intelligence, we've talked about which other one, emotional intelligence, we've talked about financial
responsibility
intelligence. So we've talked
spiritual
intelligence will happen next week.
Okay, we haven't. Sorry.
We talked about
vision intelligence.
Yeah. So vision intelligence and all those intelligence we've handled in the course of about 8 to 9, 10 weeks, and it's been amazing how this has gone so far. Like, many people reach out to say, oh wow, this is an amazing thing, I'm learning. Like somebody said that this conversation we do have is like is where they get to reshaping their minds. And how did he even put it again?
Was it that caller?
Yes, the caller that said that he comes here, like this is where it's like a medical place where they
gets revived or something, or rejuvenated.
No, where some marital sicknesses are cured, something like that. So that's it. So today we're going to have this conversation, and the one we're going to talk about today, just like we talked about financial intelligence that spilled into 2 weeks, two conversations. I think this one we'll talk about it
more than
1 week, because it's a very big one, and we're going to talk about it. The last time we did, I think we spoke about it like 2 or 3 times. Now we're going to talk about sexual intelligence. This is very important. Many people are married but don't understand how they should be married. And one thing they lack is sexual intelligence. Now this is the platform for intimacy, and we say sex is where you consummate the marriage. Okay? It is not just a physical thing. Many people think that sex is physical. It's not just physical. Actually, it is spiritual. It is emotional, it is relational. So I know we've talked about, we are yet to talk about the spiritual intelligence required, but we've talked about emotional intelligence, and we talked about relationship intelligence. We've talked about all these forms of intelligence, and we're saying that sex is spiritual, sex is emotional, sex is relational. So this is the sacred language of intimacy. Sex is the sacred language of intimacy in marriage. Now, I like to say this more often and again. Sex is meant for the married. sex is meant for the married. And if there are people who are not yet married listening to me now, I'm telling you, sex is meant for the married. And why? Because it is very important. This is key. Sexual intelligence is important in sustaining your marriage. What you do in the other room, many people try to downplay this conversation, and that's why we've had many homes destroyed on this platform. Many homes have been destroyed for the lack of sexual intelligence. Many husbands and many wives have gone separate ways because of zero sexual intelligence. And somehow in our community or in our climb or in the society, we try to downplay this. We don't like to have these conversations.
Open conversations about it. Yes.
Now, the thing is, we don't like to talk about it, but yet we do it. Yet we need it. So how is it that you are not talking about what you need? And because of the way and manner we handle it and try to downplay it and try to hide it and try to treat it with some form of secrecy. And that's why, like I remember telling somebody, I said, what you have, your sexual organs, everybody have it. So why are you feeling, well, what's there when you talk about it? It's because, and you know what, it is based on this secrecy that the enemy thrives. The enemy of your marriage will thrive when your sexual intelligence is not in view. You don't know how to go about it.
Or when you deliberately refuse to talk about
it. Yes, some people deliberately refuse to talk about it. And some people were not taught to talk about it. Many parents find it difficult having that conversation with their spouses, with their children. And it starts from when they are much younger. You don't know how to talk to your children about sex. That is why they come into the society and they are told what it is. Meanwhile, they are told what it is outside. What is meanwhile, it is that is not what it is. Yes. So you go into the society, and the society, let me tell you, like we have always said, the family is the smallest unit of the society, and every single thing happening that is good in the society came up from the family, and everything bad in the society today, the offshoots came up from the family. There was some parents who did not raise their children very well that came into the society and disrupted the society. And there are some other parents who raised their seeds and their offspring very well that came into the society and made a big difference in the society very well. So everything good and bad happens in the family. And that's why we're encouraging family members to begin to speak about this. Fathers, be confident to talk about sex with your children, your sons, your daughters. They should know what exactly it is. And just in case, as a father, you don't know what it is, you need to go and learn what it is. Learn what it is so that you can raise your generation in knowing the right things to do. Somebody was not, when you talk about rape today or people carrying out some very illicit sexual habits, bad sexual habits and activities, these things did not come to this, they came from a family.
It came from an individual,
in a family. And that was how the thing grew up as a monster that is eating up the society.
Yes. And they are now positioned as agents. So some of them actually, in case you do not know about this, some of them are actually agents who have been sent out to pervert destinies.
Exactly.
Okay, so they don't care about your welfare. They don't care about your growth. They don't care about your future. They just want to perform the act and move on. not knowing that because we've already established the fact that sex is very spiritual, it's very emotional, and it's a way of communication, both physical and intimately. Okay, so if you do not learn the basics of this, it can cause more mayhem than you can tell. That's why we must have these conversations among spouses. We must have this conversation with your children so that you can pass across the right values and what exactly it is, so that by the time they step out to the society tomorrow, when people who maybe have not been taught, or people who have the wrong mindset, or people who have been picked up as agents to perpetuate darkness, who go out and tell them what it's not, they are able to stand their ground. Why? Because you have properly informed them on what it is and what it is not. Thank you.
All right. So why are we talking about this as couples? Because you have come together to raise a generation.
Yes.
And just in case the generation before did not talk to you about it, you cannot blame them because they did not know. But now that you are hearing this and you need to take it more seriously. You need to be sexually intelligent. And I'm not talking about the things that we watch. What you watch is not what impacts you with the intelligence. Many people want to know how to perform well. Sex is not just a performance. Sex is something that is more than a performance. It is more than the hours you last. There are many things that you need to study. It is a very huge conversation. But today I want to let you know, if a husband does not know how to go about handling sex between his wife, husband and wife cannot handle it well. They don't have the intelligence of how to go about having sex. How can they raise their children to prepare for it? And that's what we're saying. So fathers, husbands and wife must understand that it is not just an act, it is a language. And it's not just a language. It is wrong for you to you know how you feel when somebody is speaking a language you don't understand. That's how.
Or they are speaking your language but speaking it in the wrong way.
Do you understand? Maybe they're speaking your language, and
or they are trying to. Let's not say they are speaking, because they are attempting
to communicate.
Yes.
But you know that they are flowing the language. I don't like the way they are battering the language. Do you understand? That's what sex is. So many husband and wife are in the act, but it is not acting enough. It is not acting enough. So what do you need to do? Number one, understand that sex speaks about emotions. When a husband and wife are having sex, it's not just a physical act. You're talking about love. You are talking about emotional connection. You are talking about trust. You cannot give your body to the one you don't trust.
Maybe the phrase is supposed to be, you should not, because some people give their body carelessly to people they don't trust.
So you should not give your body to someone you don't trust.
Exactly.
And if you have imposed some level of trust in or confidence in your spouse, that's the reason why you all got married, then you should not withhold that act from your spouse. So number one, sex communicates love, it communicates trust, it communicates belonging. It shows that as a man, I belong to you and you belong to me. I belong to your wife. As a husband, you belong to your wife. And as a wife, you belong to your husband. That is what sex communicates. And that is why sex is not selfish. Sex is not selfish. Anybody that approaches sex with a selfish mindset has already lost the true essence of the act. So it is not selfish. Now, sexual intelligence begins with understanding that intimacy is holy. Sex is holy. Let's not play around with it. That is why nobody does it outside.
On the street.
Nobody does it on the street. And nobody does it in a dirty place. There is nobody who wants to have sex and enjoy it and have the pleasure of it that does it in a dirty place. That's why some people will go as much as renting a 5-star hotel room just to have that. Some people will sacrifice wealth, sacrifice an amount of money just to get it. Why? Because everybody understands that sex is holy, even though they do it in an unholy manner. But every man on the earth, every woman on the earth understands that sex is sacred and it is holy. So any man or woman who does not approach sex with a sense of holiness will never profit from it. If you don't approach it with a sense of holiness, and that is why those who trade their body for money will never enjoy it. They keep regretting it, but because they are exchanging it for something ephemeral as money, it becomes that their pleasure now is in the money, not in the act. But the truth is, behind them, they know that it is holy. The holiness of it is what makes men and husband and wife to cherish it. And that's why as a husband and as a wife, you must first of all know that this is holy. 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 It is not meant to be shared with multiple people. It is holy. Holy. So we must understand that it is holy. It is the platform where husband and wife become one. It is the place, it is the platform that unites the husband and wife. Now, unity can never be done in unholiness. The thing that guarantees unity, anything that must guarantee unity must be holy. It must be holy. I mean unity. Unity is not a negative word. Unity is a positive word. So that is the platform where husband and wives unite with one purpose. They connect. They integrate. They intimate. If there is a word like that. That is where their union goes beyond the body. That is where the platform on which the body, the soul, and the spirit gets to unite.
That's one.
There is no other platform that connects the body, the spirit, and the soul together other than sex.
And that's why the enemy is so interested in it.
Exactly. That's why the enemy is interested in it. Because by force, he wants to see if there is a perversion that will happen.
Yes, yes.
And it is the perversion that destroys. It is the perversion that frustrates. It is the perversion that makes the relationship to be in a mess. That's why you have him create multiple things. Today we have multiple creations just to thwart or destroy the holiness and the sanctity of the of sex. Yes, that's it. So but what are we saying? This is the platform on which marriage is solidified. I'm telling you. Your
I do is not complete if you have not done, right?
Yes. Thank you for that. I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Until you have done, you have not done. If there is a word like that. All right. So that is where we have one body, one spirit, one soul.
Yes.
And no matter what you think, you cannot share your soul. You cannot share. See, you see this thing called soul is one. Is one, and there is one that your heart yearns for. There is one that you have a soul tie with. That is what this thing does. That's what sex does. So it is sacred, and we must not trivialize it.
Yes.
And we must not casualize it. It's not casual. I've heard people say, oh, let's just casual sex. There is nothing about sex that is casual.
No, be just something for 5 minutes.
No. It is not casual. You must not treat it with a form of levity. It is a serious business, even if it is for 1 second. Because in the act, something leaves you that you might not get again.
Exactly. It's a transference.
And it leaves you into the person you had it with. But the question is, when it leaves you, it comes back with a fruit. So question is, what fruit? It depends on the soil that the seed was sown. So if the seed was sown on a wrong soil, it must yield a wrong harvest. And that's why the greatest regret men and women have had is the one they gave their bodies to. And the greatest joy men and women have had is the one they gave their bodies to. So who have you given your body? And that's why we're saying, husband and wife, unite. Don't treat sex as casual. Treat it as a platform for your intimate harvest. A harvest of what God has positioned in your soul. A harvest of what God has positioned in her soul. As a man, as a woman. It is that platform that things are harvested. Graces are harvested. Blessings are harvested. Growth for the future is harvested. That is what it is. So understanding that it is holy, that is the first platform, the first intelligence you need. Understand that sex is holy. Now, intimacy is not taken, it is given. So it is not taken, it is what? Given. And that's why you must not force it. It must be a gift. It's a gift. And that's why as a woman you must not resist. Always give. Husband, always give. And give it to one person. Give.
Very important. When you say always give. It's not like as if you're opening the door.
No, I'm not saying.
No.
You see the thing is, you see the soul is a register. That's one thing many people don't know. The soul is a register that can never be erased. Every single thing a man or a woman have done in their lifetime is registered on the soul. Every single thing a man has done, good or evil, is registered on the soul. And that is what you will be judged with. Because it is the soul that will appear for judgment. Because the soul never dies. The soul never dies. The body can die, but the soul and the spirit will never die. The soul is the register. So every man, that's why it is good to be a man of one partner. Because if you say, oh, you having transaction as a man, you have side chicks and side chicks, all those things are damning your soul. Because there are negative registrations that are falling on the soul that you will never forget. Except
it's just like your bank account, how you always want to see credit alert. But then debit alerts will keep coming in because that's the negatives that are taken out of you that will never be replaced.
So these things are, don't play with it. The only action that influences the soul, that brings the soul, that involves the soul, that any man can do is sex. Because it influences the soul directly. there is no woman that can ever forget the man he has slept with in his life, or a man. So you see, sex registers in the soul, and that's why it must never be taken casually. Never treat it casually. See, when couples when a husband and a wife have sex, they see it's not a place, they see it as a place of safety. Sex can never be done in a place where there is chaos. It will always be done.
Or it will not be enjoyed. Or there's how that statement should be phrased, because because even in, thank God we're learning about sexual intelligence, so people who, like you mentioned earlier, who did not have the right conversations and the right trainings before they went into marriage, most of them either do the act just because of procreation, okay, but they are not maximizing its benefits as couples. So that's what we should also touch on, sir. Okay,
so let's touch on the benefits.
Yes.
So now these benefits, sex is not about performance. Sex is largely about connection
on both parties. Yes.
I see many times in our generation people are talking about performance.
And when you say performance, what exactly do
I'm
you
not
mean?
saying
I last
2 minutes
5
man,
minutes,
2 minutes man, 1 minute man. No, sex is not about performance. Sex is about connection. How connected are you? Husband and wife, are you connected? What is your goal in having sex? Is it about performance or about connection? So when you are not connected, you can never perform. If you do 20 hours when there is no connection, there is zero performance.
And is there I like how we're now driving it as a conversation, which of the what do I say now, which of the parties, if there is, suffers more when there is no proper connection in the act?
Okay, the two of them will suffer it more.
Okay.
Because once there is no connection, there will be disconnection. And once there is disconnection, everybody is disconnected. So they don't get the blessing.
Nobody
gets the benefits. That's the point. But once there is connection, everybody enjoys it.
Okay. So is the pressure now more on the man to perform than, because when they're saying 2 minutes man, it's always note that it's always the man that they're making reference to.
So now I'm not talking about the 2 minutes itself.
Okay.
So we're not talking about performance.
Okay.
We're talking about connection.
Okay.
Now there is no woman who is connected with the husband that will reduce the man and say he's a 2 minutes man. Even if it was 1 minute, the connection was there. If it was a connection of 1 minute, you will receive the dividends of the connection. The challenge why people are distraught is because even if you last for 10 hours, once there is no connection, you cannot reap the dividends.
Okay. It
can be 30 seconds, but it will be full of dividends because there is connection. So why not talk about connection? Let's talk about the connection. Let's talk about the heart connection. Let's talk about the soul connection. Many times, because of our selfishness, we don't tap the connection. So we only feel we want to get satisfied, but we are not interested in what we need to connect and get.
And then also the satisfaction of the other party.
So now the thing is, once we're interested in connection, it is a two-way thing.
Yes.
So I will be interested in myself as you are interested in yours. So husband will be interested in the wife and also in himself, and the wife will be interested in the husband and also herself. That is a two-way connection that connects. So this intelligence helps us to know how to connect. How do we connect? It is not about skill. It is about sensitivity. How sensitive are you towards your spouse? Some people are trying to prove to their spouse that they are good. No, it's not about proving. There is nothing to prove to your spouse.
People are already won.
They are already won. So why are you trying to prove to
yourself?
Short sex is oneness. That's one thing many people don't know. Sex is one. That is the platform where man and woman become one. One spirit, one body, one soul. So am I trying to prove to my oneness? Have you seen something one? Can we be divided amongst ourselves? No, because we're already united and we are now one. So if we are one, anything good you are receiving, I'm receiving it. But many times we approach it as two. And once you are two, you are divided.
You are divided, and that connection is lost.
Exactly. So that is where the man is looking out for his own pleasure, and the woman is looking out for her own pleasure. The husband is looking out for his own pleasure, and the wife is looking out for her own pleasure. So, and once that is disconnection, because neither of them will get their pleasure. Neither of them will get the pleasure. So you see, that's why I said that this conversation we have not even done half. All right. So how do you do this? A healthy connection, a healthy sexual intelligence, a healthy one is hinged on respect, communication, empathy, mutual care.
I'm more particular about that mutual care. Or maybe we'll talk about it some more, but let's go on a short break.
All right, so let's go on a short break, and then we will see how we turn on the phone lines, and then we get your feedback. Thank you. Alright, so welcome back. Marriage is fun, and we've been having fun. We've been talking about sexual intelligence as it regards marriage. So we've been talking about the marriage sense, and we've been talking about the part of the senses is the sexual sense, and that's the sexual intelligence, and that's what we've been talking about. We've said that it is the sacred language of intimacy, and it is very important where the two are united, and we've said that sex is holy. And now, before we turn on the phone lines, we might want to talk about a few pillars of sexual intelligence. And number one thing that we have noticed as a challenge is the fact that spouses see their spouse, or husband, sometimes we see husbands seeing their wives as an object. They see their wife as an object, but not a treasure. Your spouse is a gift to you,
and your spouse is you.
Exactly, and that's why I don't encourage people who watch all these movies, some sexual movies, just to know. That's wrong, because it creates an unhealthy image that is not your spouse. So when you are trying it, you are trying to carry out that activity that you have watched.
Meanwhile,
the person you are watching on the screen is not the one in your room with you.
Exactly, and the person on the screen is performing.
The person on the screen is performing. And then what are you going to do? You are trying to perform
when you're supposed to be connecting.
When you're supposed to be connecting. So what you have watched have actually disconnected you. So all you are doing is performance. That is why I don't encourage people to go and watch those kind of things, because it's instantly what it will do is to disconnect you, because you are trying to achieve a goal of what you have watched, but not with the wrong person. So immediately that will bring about a disconnection. And how do you do this? You must honor your body. Honor the body of your spouse. Husband, honor the body of your wife.
Wife, honor the body of your
husband.
Yes.
Don't see your husband's body as an image, as an object. Don't see your wife's body as an object.
So the same way you would not deliberately harm yourself except the person is sick, that's the same way you should not deliberately want to harm your spouse's body. And the harm may not be sometimes physical, but actually the image
you have
exactly
in your mind,
yes,
concerning your spouse.
Yes.
And that's why you see, there are things we might not want to say, but you see, these things are very important. Many of us have not been able to fully enjoy the resources that God has embedded in your spouse. There is a resource, but because we are trying to equate your spouse with something you have been watching or some other person, and that's why I feel for those who have a side chick and a wife, and I don't understand how you want to do it as a man marrying two people. Your emotions will be disconnected, and that's why I've heard some men say, I beg, I know they do all this emotional thing. You don't do emotions, you are losing. There is a lot of harvest in the emotions.
There's a fountain
that you are not drinking from. And that's why many times we don't see the blessings of these things in our relationships.
Yes.
I've seen men, only when they are now old, they begin to regret, why I wasted my time. Because all the places they donated their energy, now they are old, there is nothing to reap from it. They can't reap it.
Imagine consistently pouring water into a basket, and at the end of the day, you expect to see a reservoir.
It's not possible.
It's not.
So don't treat your spouse as an object. She's a treasure. He's a treasure. Value their emotions. Because all these things come to play. Protect their dignity. Protect the dignity of your spouse. Protect their dignity, and this is very key. So I'd like to turn on the phone lines as it is now, because if we begin to talk about this, I don't think we just have about a few minutes. Let's see if we can get one or two people who will give us a call, who will call in to let us know what they think about this conversation this evening. All right, the number to call is 0816-679-9684. 0816-679-9684. 0816-679-9684 is the number to call. So let's get your feedback as to what we've been talking about. I say it again, 0816-679-9684 is the number to call. Let's get your call and let's know what you think about our conversation. So we've been saying that you need to respect your spouse. Respect your spouse. Many times we are not connected because we disrespect our spouse. Okay, we have a caller. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Your name is what, ma'am?
My name is Grace.
Okay, good evening, Grace. Where are you calling in from?
From Asokoro.
From Asokoro. Thank you for joining us this evening. What's your contribution?
I want to ask a question.
Okay, ma'am.
Is it good if a woman is seeing her period, her husband sleep with her?
Okay, thank you so much for
And the second question.
Okay.
Is it good she just give birth newly, like 3 days, she will sleep with her?
Okay. Thank you so much for the question. We will attend to it now. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. So thank you so much. I like these questions that have just been raised.
Yes.
Now
yes.
that is what we are talking about, respecting your spouse body.
Yes, and then mutual care.
Respecting your spouse body is very important. And it is about the care. The truth is that for the woman there is a routine, and the man has an obligation to respect and value the routines. The woman is not the man.
Yes.
The woman is not the man. There are seasons, monthly cycles that the woman go through. It is not a very easy one for some women.
True.
And the truth is that as a man, you must honor that. You must honor that. And whilst they are going through that process, you shouldn't be unconnected with it. You should be there for them. At that time, it is not about penetration, it is about caring, it's about loving, it's about being there. At that time, you can take her out. Those seasons are the time to take her out to take some shawarma. But let's talk about the one who is after childbirth. She has gone through
stretching. Yes.
Any man, I don't think a man who have visited the wife in the labor ward will want to do that.
You mean who entered into the delivery room, not just the labor ward?
The labor room.
Yes.
You got into the labor room. I'm telling you, for the next 2 weeks, you will still be reminiscing on the things you saw. You saw how she was stretched. You saw how she was under pain.
And this is both for the lady who went through vaginal birth or CS.
Or cesarean section.
Yes.
So you go there, if you that's why I have always said, husbands, please don't be there for your spouse every time.
Don't be disconnected.
Don't go for antenatal. Keep the dates. You are the one that know the dates, not her. She should not keep the dates. Because if she's the one keeping the date, you will not care. You will not be aware. But be keeping the dates and put a reminder. Honey, today is your tomorrow is your antenatal. I hope you are getting ready, because by so time I will take you there. Now, if
that is as much as you can.
I like men, just take a walk. Go to the antenatal ward. Maybe if you go to general hospitals, just go and check and see how women are there. You rarely see husbands there. Many of them, they will tell them to go and carry out a scan, and for some of these maybe the scan center, you see them dragging themselves walking.
But I will give it to men though, because sometimes when I usually see, because we've gone through it, where I usually see more men coming in is after birth, when the child needs to go take immunization or post-delivery care.
So you see, it is not only that time. Follow antenatal, follow all the seasons, because it is not her child alone, it is our child. And if you are not part of it, you might lose the essence. Okay, so this is where we call it a day for today. This conversation will be so long, so we'll continue next week by the grace of God. So I believe we had a great time. So this is Marriage is Fun, and we've actually had fun, and I believe that going forward we'll keep making this impact. So see us same time next week, live on Marriage is Fun, and we will have a great time together. It's fine with you.